Angry Joe here, and I'm with Garth, of course, for XCOM 2.
Hello.
Here we are.
It's good to be here. It's crazy, isn't it?
Here we are. Yes. I'm very, very happy that XCOM 1 did well enough to get a sequel. Huge smile on my face, as you can tell. So I just got done watching the demo. Quite impressive. Looks a little staged, though, because it was really cinematic.
It
There's
was.
lots more. I mean, there's more chatter between the Marines. There's little cutscenes.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about, is that real? Is that going to be in the final build? And you guys put emphasis on that.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt that the purpose of the demo was to talk about one of the inciting incidents in the narrative, which is that the resistance is now, XCOM has been scattered, as I hope you heard, that we have a narrative stage where the player is lost, an enemy unknown. So XCOM needs to come out of the shadows. They're starting to get reorganized. Central is still around.
Betrayed me. Betrayal. I won that game. I won. What the hell?
Did you win?
That's the new betrayal.
Hold on. Did you lose at all?
Yeah, a few soldiers
you lost,
here and
right?
there, but you know,
a
what
few soldiers.
You know, a little few.
No, I mean,
I won. So what happened between XCOM 1 and 2? We got our asses kicked?
Yes.
Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Yes, Joe, we did. You know, we have, and I have data to proof it, Joe. A lot of your Angry Joe legions have lost the game.
All right, they did.
So you know, we actually thought that was an interesting hook because XCOM is all about overcoming odds and having the deck stacked against you.
It is. It's almost like it was made for that.
It is,
that's
right?
Very, very clever.
And
Instead of going underwater, you went with, you know, terror. You didn't go Terror of the Deep, put bubbles on everybody's head. You went with the guerrilla warfare kind of thing.
That's right. And the feeling of triumph is ultimately what you want to get to. So we said, how can we have that gap be even larger? And the sense of loss, which was huge in Enemy Unknown. Like you said, you lost your soldiers. A lot of people lost the game. That was very interesting to us. And we don't want you to feel like you know, the victory that you did get is undermined, because that's very real. The most important thing narratively to XCOM is what happened in your head. You know, how did you build your squad? What were they? Were they your family and friends? How did you go through the game? And if you did beat the game, that's great. Yeah. But that's a universe where XCOM isn't needed anymore because they repelled they repelled the temple
Well, they
ship.
could come back with more aliens and stuff. Okay, so in this game we're gonna see more gun. I can already see it from the presentation. More guns, more customization. We got close combat weapons now.
Yes.
Can we upgrade close combat weapons?
You are going to be able to do some upgrading.
All right, and then you got more aliens. I saw that Viper. That is very nice.
Like
That's the kind of dynamic, different kind of gameplay, like wrapping the dude up and grabbing him with the tongue. I like that.
Did you like the tongue that came out?
Yeah,
that's pretty terrifying.
I like that. Did you like it? Okay. Anyway, so but what I'm wondering is, are we going to have a satisfying conclusion to this one? Because when I finished the first XCOM, you know, I wanted to send all y'all guys an email and be like, what the hell?
Why?
I want a nice little CGI cutscene. I want it to be a satisfying ending. Because I remember the original XCOM didn't have all that satisfying of an ending.
It didn't? What did you want to see?
I wanted to see, well, that's. I have limited amount of time here. So are we going to get? No. Are we going to get? No. Are we going to get a satisfying ending? I'll flip it on you and I'll say, at the end of the trailer, we see a big old ship going, and then does that mean we go to a different planet?
You'll have to see, Joe. You'll just have to see.
Was that our ship or was that an alien ship?
So that is XCOM ship.
That's XCOM ship. We can go to their planet. Stop effing with us. That's how you end. That's the ending of this XCOM 2. Let's go to their planet and F their shit up. Okay.
I didn't say that, but you know, you can wait and see when you beat the game.
One thing from the demo, I want to let you guys know. Like I said, it's very, very cinematic. So is that like faked for the demo where the guys are talking, plenty of cutscenes?
Yeah, no.
The commanders talking to the individual soldiers, they're chatting back and forth.
Yeah.
Is that in the game?
No, there are absolutely some matinees in there that were specific for the demo to highlight the world, to set the stage for what the narrative is going to be.
So that's demo only.
There's some stuff in there that is demo only, but there's a lot of stuff that isn't. When you look at the firing cams, when you look at the enemy reveals, when you look at some of the soldier movements, we're still going to have those glam cams, and we are going to have some special narrative-based missions that will have that level of cinematic quality as well. Just not in every mission type, because as I'm sure you've heard, the game's going to be even more procedural. So it's not possible to have those exact camera angles with that piece of cover. But we did want to do a lot of setting the stage with this demo, so you understand what the world is, the mega cities that the aliens have set up. We felt that was very important.
We're still going to get aliens, right?
Oh,
because
yes.
I'm worried that you put everybody in armor. Are those aliens in armor, or just no? They were aliens because they were speaking a different language. That makes it more human on human. I want to see some weird ass aliens that we ain't never seen before. Do you have weird ass aliens coming?
We have weird ass aliens.
Okay,
absolutely
confirmed. Weird ass aliens.
aliens.
Not just muscle aliens and Call of Duty trooper aliens.
No.
I want weird ass aliens. Like the Viper, that's good.
Was that good?
More like that.
You will have more weirdness like the Viper, I promise you. We have more enemy units than enemy unknown, and the abilities that they can do.
Excellent.
The abilities that they can do are way more terrifying than enemy unknown too. The Viper tongue is sort of the tip of the iceberg.
And I love how you can pick your own evacuation point.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
And then straight evac out of there.
Yeah,
that's way more dynamic.
It does, and it leads to, depending on the mission objective type you have, it leads to some really cool, tense, like, get the hell out of Dodge moments. So,
are you combining base building into this base set here? Do we have base invasions, or do we have to wait for XCOM 2 enemy territory or whatever?
You'll be very happy with the strategy stuff once we can talk about it.
All right. Well, I have. Tell me more about the game and some of the unique features that have evolved in XCOM 2.
Yeah, I mean, so we talked about the story, setting the stage. Hopefully you're okay. Are you okay with that now, the story?
Yeah, the story
you feel
is
good.
I'm
want
feeling
you to be
better.
happy.
I already knew it was going to be a
good.
fantastic universe.
All right, good. It is. It's a compelling stage.
It's an interesting story.
It's a very interesting stage, and to rebuild XCOM with more odds stacked against you. And then that does trickle down into some very, very interesting mechanics. When we talk about concealment now, because you are in a resistance group and you can operate from the shadows, you can now set your own ambushes.
Like we got the jump on the aliens for the first time. It seemed like they didn't even notice me creeping up when in the old game they'd have turned on me right away and they noticed my
That's
troops.
Absolutely right. They don't know we exist yet.
Oh,
So we are now coming out of the shadows, and again, XCOM is getting reorganized.
Yeah.
So in EU, when you're responding to an abduction mission, the aliens can creep up on you. You're there responding to something. Now you are going to a map, and they don't. You're creeping up on them. It's a very cool feeling.
Yeah, it is.
And mechanically, it allows you to set up these pretty cool tactical ambushes, which are neat as well.
But don't think that the aliens are pushovers, because once they figure out where you are, then they start coming over with ships and dropping stuff on top of your head that you've never dealt with before.
That's right.
That was in the demo. I won't spoil it for you guys, but it's pretty cool coming out.
Yeah. The reinforcement system is pretty terrifying.
Is that what it is? Reinforcements?
Yeah.
You have to complete the mission.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the mission objectives now are not just kill all aliens. There's always something else you need to do to inspire the resistance on a map as well. And it's very different than, you remember the special council missions from EU.
Yeah.
They were fixed. They were on the same map. You were always doing the same thing, and the objective was in the same spot, whether it was like rescuing Van Dorn or something like that. Now, you don't know what objective is going to show up where. It's layered on top of these completely procedural maps. So you still have the core of combat with the two-turn system, and you have your soldier abilities and the alien abilities, but because the geometry is completely procedural and the mission objective on top of that is procedural, there's this eerie feeling of you are now on this alien-occupied Earth, and you don't know where things are. You can't predict layout anymore. So it's just this nice, tense feeling in combat.
And these missions are strung together through a narrative. Are we having a single-player storyline, just like we had in the original, that has a beginning, middle, and satisfying end?
Yes, there's a very compelling storyline that you're going to be going through.
Is multiplayer going to be broken when it comes out? Because that shit was broken.
What?
It was broken. You saw me and Total Biscuit fighting and just crap breaking as we were trying. We were like, all right, we'll do this later when there's a patch.
No,
we need that operational from day one.
Okay, I will pass that along to my engineers, and
They need to be extra diligent, because I'm serious.
Yeah.
A multiplayer had a little bit of bugs and stuff in it. So.
Oh, sure. No, there was definitely some bugs, and we're doing everything we can to
and
iron that out.
we are getting multiplayer.
There is multiplayer.
Okay,
absolutely.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, let me ask you, if you don't mind, some questions from the community.
Sure.
I know they're wondering, we're still building our own base. We're still gonna get barracks, and we're gonna get the fallen area where you can see all your troops and who's died, and have full customization options.
Full customization on soldiers. We can absolutely talk about that.
Let's talk about the new soldier types.
Yeah, the classes?
Yes, tell me about some of them.
Yeah, absolutely. So you saw the Ranger in the demo. The Ranger is sort of the evolution of the assault unit if that storyline never happened. Now you have sort of a close, high damage dealing, close quarters character. They're picking up machete swords now because you're a resistance. You don't have a lot of resources. There's drastic measures that need to be taken. So the Ranger can be this melee slice and dice character and can also act as your scout. They have some very interesting concealment abilities to enhance concealment as you go down their soldier class tree. You have the Specialist, which is sort of the evolved support unit. If with the storyline sort of restarting 20 years later, what the support unit would have become. That's why they have their little floating buddy, the Gremlin, over their shoulder. So they can still buff units, give them defense, give them offense, but they can do really other cool stuff. Like hacking robotic enemies, hacking into mission objectives.
And it seems like technology has progressed from the original game. It seemed like the soldiers already had some really nice guns.
Yeah.
So how is Meld going to play a part where we capture alien resources and even get even better guns?
There are things you can do with collecting loot on the battlefield.
Not Meld.
It's not Meld.
Okay.
That's right. It's not Meld, but there is resource gathering on the battlefield, and then you can do very specific things with those to enhance your specific weapons back at base. And or enhance your specific soldier attributes back at base.
And we're still going to see vehicles and mechs and that kind of stuff.
You saw the Advent mech. Did you see him with the Berserker at the end?
Oh yeah, those were enemy mechs. I'm talking about XCOM. Talking about the Resistance.
The Resistance. It's going to be hard for the Resistance to build some giant robots.
I know. But
so
eventually. Eventually, right?
Well, we'll have to see, but I don't want to give you high hopes for that one.
Have you guys taken any tips or sort of really fun things from, of course, the best XCOM modification out there, the Long War? I'm sure you've played the Long War.
Long War is amazing.
Long War is amazing.
I have played the Long War.
What I love about it is that there's more soldiers. So are we going to get the same amount of soldiers as in XCOM 1, or are you guys expanding the roster so we can take more soldiers in XCOM 2 like the Long War, or no?
You know, the Long War really is amazing. Like I enjoyed it. I'm not even close to getting too far in it.
You get your AS kit.
I have. I think I got a battleship as my first UFO.
It's first it's first.
So yes, I think what you were about to say is absolutely correct. It is we have a certain audience that absolutely enjoys it. We have a lot of people that beat Impossible Iron Man, and when they say they want more from vanilla XCOM, Long War is absolutely where you go. If players are looking for more out of it.
You're telling me more troops.
No, I'm not telling you more troops.
So it's the same troop level.
It is the same troop level. You know,
when we stream these games, we name the soldiers after people watching this stream. I need more soldiers in battle.
Don't worry, they'll still die. You can rotate. You can rotate new ones in.
Then let's talk about mod support.
Okay.
You guys are going to make sure that that it's easy to mod for people like Long War who can do that again.
That's right. That's absolutely right. That is somewhere in EU that we really, really want to get better in. And modding was a pillar when we kicked off XCOM 2. We are going to provide the editor. We're going to provide the gameplay source. We want to see total conversions. We want to see partial modifications. We're very, very excited with what the community can do with this. We think systems-driven games are ripe for modding. Even when you look at something like Skyrim or GTA that have these multiple interdependent systems and the exciting things that can be done with them, Civilization, we feel like the XCOM world is ripe for that.
Okay, sweet. So when is XCOM 2 coming out? Oh, we need to talk about something.
What? Oh, I know where
What's
you're going.
What's going on, man? PC only? What the heck? You got new fans now on consoles.
Yes.
And no, I don't even want to mention the mobile, but it is actually one of the best mobile games out there. If you want a real game, get it on mobile. But you've got new fans on different platforms. What is this business about PC only? Are we eventually going to see this on consoles?
You know, I honestly don't know. I can't answer that right now. What I do know is we kicked off XCOM 2 as a leadership team, and we said we want to focus on making the best game possible. Firaxis is very much a PC-driven studio. That's where our pedigree lies. We love consoles as well, but we had to stay laser-focused on one platform, and PC was that platform. And then when you look at things like modding, that allowed us to keep that focus intact.
So it's built for PC.
That's right.
And possibly in the future...
I don't even know if I can say it. I think I might get speared by somebody if I say anything beyond
There's
that.
somebody off screen here. Okay, well, the chances are high if it's a super successful game that it might continue. I'll say that. I don't represent XCOM, but come on, that's the way the world works. Okay, so when does it come out? And
November 2015 on PC. I cannot wait for you to play it, Angry Joe. I can't wait to be entertained by your review. Please be somewhat nice.
Oh, thank you. That's nice of you. Hey, make a good game.
Yeah, that's true.
We got Happy Joe when you make a good game. Angry Joe if it's shit. All right, man. Thanks so much for taking the time to speak with us, and we'll see you on the next Angry Joe Show. And you got some surprises maybe that you haven't shown us yet. You go underwater or anything or space. Let's go to the enemy planet. XCOM 3, all right? All right. Dude, you know how awesome that would be, Garth?
Yeah.
If you did XCOM 3 and we invaded their planet and Fauna can grab you.
Look,
that's XCOM 3 right there.
Yeah. You might be pleased with some of the things you see.
All right. Thank you guys so much.